Welcome. Another episode of No Cap Sports, man. I'm Nick, and I got the guys with me, Josh, TJ, Vance, and we're gonna dive straight into it, man. College football playoff championship Monday, Notre Dame, Ohio State. And before we get into it, I got some people I want to address, particularly some people who have seen their TikTok screens more than they've seen grass or a person of the opposite sex. So, what I have to say is Notre Dame will meet their end on Monday. Finally, it's as simple as this. They've gotten off easy up to this point. You beat Indiana. They was the sad to say this, they was the Make a Wish team in the bracket. Okay, cool. You took care of them first round. Second round, you go up against Georgia. No Carson Beck, no starting quarterback. We saw what Gunnar Stockholm had. Y'all got that dub. Okay, cool. Third round, y'all beat Penn State. It's James Franklin. I don't give a damn. That's like beating Mississippi School of the Deaf and Blind. You beat a guy who's 1-18 in his last top five matchups. Riley Leonard has turned the ball over in every game except for the Georgia game. Like I said, he would. No team has made him pay. Ohio State is a team that's going to make Notre Dame pay, and I can't wait to get on TikTok on Tuesday morning and reply to every single person who has something to say and be like, damn, where's that Notre Dame ring? Where's that Notre Dame championship? And it's going to be two times as funny when Marcus Freeman leaves as well to take a job in the NFL. So that's just how I want to start this episode off and address those groups of people. But for y'all, how do y'all see this game playing out coming up on Monday, man?
Go ahead, Vince, because I think you a burst.
Nah, I'm just laughing. He got you hated his heart. That's crazy.
I mean, that's
Them-
how the demographic of Notre Dame fans, especially with consider the demographic and ethnicity of this panel and pod. I think the hate is well deserved. With they
wow.
just you can't spell Notre Dame with a hard E and a hard R. So I just think that's right up the alley.
What?
Or no, no, Notre Dame don't got no R in it.
It
Oh
Yeah,
do,
God, it
bro.
do, it do, it do, bro. You,
there you
you was
go.
on track with that one. You was
Hello,
cooking with
Dave.
that one. You was cooking.
Come on, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, you was,
But
bro. You
nah,
was.
like you said, Nick, this is it's just been a lot of ass on ass like a porno shoot for Notre Dame. They just kind of been schooled by, and then this is the first time they're gonna really they gonna face off against a team that's a legitimate national championship contender and one that's been playing that way. I don't recall a more important game in college football that has had worse quarterback play. I've been a guy on the Drew Allen hype train. I had this guy marked as a potential Heisman candidate going into this season, but drop the little graphic here. That man pissed down shit down his leg during the entire game. Anytime that you have an offer in terms of getting the ball to your receivers in the passing game with a decent amount of completions, that just lets you know just the amalgamation of bullshit that they had going on. So I just you can't only play the schedule that's ahead of you, but if you're asking me about the validity of Notre Dame in this run that they're on, I will refer you directly to week one when they got beat by a coach that got a little limp wrist action going on. I'll just keep it like that.
That's crazy.
Don't everybody speak at once now.
No, 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 no. It's just you gotta soak it all in, bro.
Oh no,
Okay.
okay, that was great. That boy at BYU
I,
talking about soaking, but you got
I,
it. Go ahead.
I mean, it seems like so far, me and Josh are very anti Notre Dame. Vance, how you feeling, bro?
Yeah.
How you feeling coming into this game?
Mm.
I know you just saw Ohio State put
Listen,
the
bro.
put the smackdown on your team, on your hometown team. So how you
It
feeling?
wasn't a smackdown, bro. That hoe was like the most evenly played ass kicking I've ever seen in my life, bro. It was literally just plays that they won on. It literally, like, we watched the game. They ended both halves like in crazy fashion, and that's the game, bro.
That's
Two
fair.
plays. They whooped our ass on.
We just
And
hot.
so, I mean, with that being said, playmakers, bro, I got to rock with playmakers. I think Ohio State going to whoop their ass, too. I can't lie to you.
Oh God.
The only thing I will say about Notre Dame, I just don't think I don't think we don't got to pass up that Marcus Freeman is getting this level of production, and again, this especially with the injury they had with Riley Mills and all that, they're getting this level of production of the same roster that Brian Kelly struggled to get into the playoffs or even to get into national relevancy. So, you never
Nah,
know.
he a great coach for sure.
No, and you never know how the internal hire raise up will be, in
Yeah.
terms of being a placeholder of being like a viable option. But it's crazy to see how quickly Marcus Freeman has already outkicked his coverage with this Notre Dame job and looking to get to a better platform, potentially more talent. I think that is something to be saluted.
No, that's a good point, bro. That's a good point. TJ, what you got? What you got to say about this so far? Especially now that Brian Kelly is down there in the boot with you, gang.
I just wanted to slap the shit out of him the whole game. I'm not even a Notre Dame fan, but they took his old OC who was also his OC that went back to the school that he left with the DC that was at the school that he left, and they finna go to the national championship with a quarterback that we won't even remember in the next 6 or 7 years. Like you say, he turned the ball over. He looks like absolute ass.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not even a Notre Dame fan. I
90
just want to slap
passing
the shit out of
yards.
Brian Kelly because that's what like come
Nigga
on.
Daniel Jones.
The first thing he said was, "I can't take credit. I didn't do my part." Like, oh, you want the cookie? What you be saying, Nick? Okay, congrats. Like, you the quarterback. Y'all going to the national championship. And the first thing he's like, "Oh, I didn't do it." I was like, "No shit." We sat there and watched the game.
They won though, bro.
What? No, I'm just saying we just talking about him. Like, yeah, they won. Like Nick was saying earlier, y'all in them comments y'all probably couldn't wait to come back to that shit. Like Jalen Ramsey said, don't run. Y'all go where I go. When they come back Monday. The game this Monday or next
Bruh.
Yeah,
Monday?
this Monday.
It's this
This
Monday.
Monday.
Oh, they was probably licking their chops like, oh, Ohio State, Notre Dame, they shut down Jeremiah Smith. Oh, we could do that too. We could do that too. Hell no, they finna take that shit on y'all. He had 2
hurts.
yards. Come on, bro. Y'all sitting there watching that shit like, this how we gonna do it, man. Oh, if we could just shut down Jeremiah Smith, we got it. Hell no. It's really simple football rules. If you shut down a team best player the week before, the next week, I say a prayer for y'all. He might.
What
What
the
is?
fuck?
Well, look.
I think that
What does Smitty have? What does Smitty have that first
you might
quarter
need
of the
this in your
fucking?
assessment, Mr. Bush. I think this might be a necessary
What
tool
is this
Bro,
nigga doing?
that the Buckeyes needed for the
bro,
weaponry. So
y'all remember when Smitty had like 200 yards in the first quarter of that national championship game? Jeremiah Smith about to drop like 300, boy. They're gonna need a new quarterback by halftime. That ain't got shit to do with the offense. They're gonna be like, damn, do we have one of them on the sideline?
bro,
They probably like, oh, we gonna shut him down. We gonna shut him down. They laid up the blueprint, boy. They finna take it out on y'all ass, boy.
so the
Ooh.
first
I'm
Freshman
not
on
gonna lie.
freshman
Smith make
crime.
a big play and call one of the folks jit, it's gonna be over with. They're not gonna know how to react. They're gonna think they got caught a racial.
That's it for him. But that was the
I'm not
worst
gonna
thing
lie
could have
though.
happened to fucking Notre Dame was him getting shut down last week.
And I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna build off your point, TJ. Not only did Jeremiah Smith get shut down, but we saw Ibuka have one of his biggest games of the year last week as well. So if you telling me Ryan Clark, bi-color suit wearing ass son, finna stop him, it's over with, bruh. I just think the biggest thing about
Who's
this
on his
game,
7th year of college, might I add.
Man.
I just think the biggest thing in this game is
Sorry.
it comes down to weapons and playmakers. Ohio State has the
Oh
most
God.
expensive roster in college football. We've been saying this is, if not the best, one of the best teams in college football all year. I think this is where they prove it, and I hate to say it, I think it might get ugly for Notre Dame. Like we've been kind of talking about it
Who's their best
week after
player?
week. Who's the best player for Ohio
Who's their
State?
best player? Yeah, no, for Notre Dame. Who's the best player?
Jeremiah
Jeremiah
Love.
Love?
Jeremiah
Or the
Love.
dude that
That
was in crutches
If
on
he
the
was
sideline.
if he would play for Ohio State, where would he rank on their team?
oh
Would he
we
even be top 5?
in terms of
He'd be
He'll
talent,
be
third
a
back,
he would be
probably.
number
third
three
string
in the
slot
running back
receiver.
room. So
I'm about to
Exactly. Yeah, bro. There's levels to this shit. I know. Look, because they have a lead coach right now, bro. They might have a chance to like at least make it close, be in the game. But talent wise, it's over with.
They're gonna play defense, but that can only do so much for you. And we finna see
Yeah.
Water find this level. They've been playing around for the last. I mean, the first thing we said in these last 2 games was, how did they just win that game? We said that twice. That's
yeah,
a crazy thing to say.
but
And
Mm-hmm.
Water gonna find this level.
I legit think they may have a better shot, because what Van said, the drive that actually won them the game at the end of the second half when the kid Tosh Baker went in and replaced Leonard. I can foresee a scenario where you're down 14, you got to throw a kid with an actual arm in there, and that could be a situation that the actualization of an actual pass game that could be the most potent and dynamic that Notre Dame is all night with the second string quarterback in the national championship game. That's just never a spot that you're trying to be in.
I mean that's
Nah,
a
that's
very good
facts.
point because that offense, that drive right before half was, in my opinion, what turned the game in Notre Dame's favor uh, in the semifinal. But I think if we really look at what Notre Dame has to do in order to be successful in this game, It's something they've done before, and I think we kind of glanced over it. But in that Georgia game, Travis Etienne carried the ball 11 times for 38 yards. Notre Dame was able to control the line of scrimmage versus a SEC team. I'm not saying they're going to be able to do that versus Ohio State, but if they are to find success in this game, it's got to start in the trenches because we saw what Ohio State was able to do to that Texas front on both sides of the ball, able to get Henderson and Judkins going on offense, and also being able to create pressure with Sawyer and 44. I ain't even gonna try to say his name on the other side of the ball, causing Quinn Ewers not to have his best day.
You talking about that boy JT? No City Girls. Nah, you right. I when it comes down to playoff football, Notre Dame, at least preseason wise, with the person that they had in the trenches with Morrison and Riles, they are a postseason team where aesthetically it ain't pleasing, but they're gonna find a way to manufacture wins. The only thing that I'll say in response to you, Nick, because you are right, the puncher's chance with Indy lies on their ability to turn the ball over versus create dynamic plays, which you usually associate with a puncher's chance per se. But they haven't faced a passing attack that's going to put them in different formations and put the pressure on them like that we've seen at least throughout this playoff.
Yeah.
They played Indiana. O'Rourke, he's okay, but it was 5 degrees outside. There wasn't going to be a lot of throwing the ball anyways. We know what they faced off against Georgia and a second string quarterback. And again, Drew Aller might be the only quarterback worse than Riley Leonard in this playoff. So they have 3 playoff wins, but they haven't really faced a passing offense that's forced them to take 7-8 out of the box and really get into like down packages of more pass heavy personnel. That's not to say that Will Howard is a Dosman, but we saw in that game versus Texas that he can be an elite throw into tight windows in a way that the Notre Dame offense just hasn't seen at least throughout the playoffs. So I think I would say that the counterpoint to what Notre Dame does well, they haven't faced an antithesis to what they do well in the playoff all year.
Shit. I mean, I don't believe that shit was gonna work for them. I was just saying that was their best chance game.
No, I feel you. I feel you for sure. But it's and we always say this. Oh, I should always say this. But we kind of been on this train. But it's just really, 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 really hard to envision a path to where honestly they even keep it close, which is damn near sad right now. The championship game.
I think no. Listen, I think it really realistically could be close. Like definitely at halftime, it would be a 1-score game. Maybe up to 10, maybe. But I do think like Notre Dame could make a play here and there. They're gonna have to lean on their defense for sure. If Notre Dame wins, the Ohio State doesn't score more than 3 times. So let's put it like that. But Ohio State has been pretty unstoppable. I can't lie to you. Everything I've seen.
I will say the one definitive advantage that Notre Dame does have is the guy called the head man. I think that Marcus Freeman has proven to be that he can at least thinker of football, that he might be more advantageous than Ryan Day. And it's not a one-to-one comparison because I think the talent gap was a little closer for these two teams. But we just saw what Sean McVay did to Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores, last night. So we're not to overstate the importance of having somebody that can be composed and know how to operate in high intensity situations can be in the lack thereof on the other side. So, Marcus Freeman, he got his work cut out for him for sure. But I do think that he can consistently outcoach Ryan Day for 60 minutes, which is not nothing.
Yeah.
True.
And so it kind of sounds like I'm not even gonna say it sounds like we are crowning Ohio State as the national champion right now on Tuesday, January 14th, a whole 6 days before the game. So I want to ask y'all this. With us saying that predicting Ohio State as the champion, is this a true indication of who's the best team in college football this past season?
Definitely. 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
No, it's like what they be 4 or 5 top 10 teams in college football in their regular season schedule. And so now you coming down to it. They lost 2 games, and those other 2 losses that they got with the Michigan loss, that's what they explain. It's a rivalry game. And it's a rivalry game. You just gotta chalk it out to that. Michigan will beat them in the rivalry year. But compared to everybody else, bro, Ohio State has been the best team for sure.
And they didn't even win the conference. And they didn't get no advantage. They didn't get no bye. They didn't get no extra rest. They just beat everybody else.
they would have never made this tournament in any other format, bro. Prior to this, which is crazy.
That's my thing. It's like it's a juxtaposition. No, I think that almost half of the games that we saw in the playoff were featured teams that were legitimate national championship contenders. But we saw with the net being open wider than it would have been in previous iterations, that I think that we caught the actual champion. So obviously the first year of it, we know, I keep reiterating, this this tournament is indicative of money and revenue versus true determinant of national champions. But I do think this result with the seeds that they got, it shows that whether it was BCS or even a 14 playoff, that more likely than not, the teams that ended the top 4 teams at the end of the season doesn't necessarily guarantee there's a national champion in there.
Yeah, I agree. No, what's crazy is that when you think about it, last year this would have been Georgia, where Ohio State said, because they didn't make the tournament. Georgia would have ran through all the boys, even with Carson Beck at quarterback. They still would have ran through everybody.
What you mean, even with?
Yeah, listen,
last year was a different story.
$5 million man.
Last year, Carson Beck had a Maserati, a Rolls Royce, and a Benz truck in the garage. He was hooping.
And the passing lead in the country. Come on, bro. He was leading the year.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, to keep it simple,
I gave him his props. That's what I'm saying. That team. But the point that I'm just trying to make is that Georgia team from last season would have definitely been in the Natty if they would have had that format last season. Just how Ohio State, they would have made it this year with that format.
They probably would beat Michigan.
Probably. That's what I think they would have.
I definitely would have beat Washington.
I don't know. I hate to ask. Do you think the result of that game is any different if Ohio State knows they have no shot to compete for a championship if they lose that game? I don't think they need more juice on that rivalry. It's literally Ohio State, Michigan. But that game if that game, like I said, any other year before this year, and that being a determinant, like I said, whether or not they can even avenge the loss, like I don't know. I don't know how much extra juice they would have had, but I just feel like that game would have played out differently if they was playing for not to go 0-4 versus Michigan for those seniors, but also to compete for any postseason play that wasn't relevant.
Yeah, man.
But so I think that's it on it, bro. We all taking Ohio State. Shout out my guy on Reddit who put his.
Listen, no. I can't do that. I let you. I almost let it happen with Georgia. Everybody took Georgia. I flipped it at the very end, bro. This year I'm gonna have to flip. This week I'm gonna have to flip it again, bro.
At a graphic.
You take
Notre Dame.
This ain't that. This ain't that. This is
entertainment purposes only. He said put no money on that sports betting fees, but
he said all money.
Nah.
Check his FanDuel.
Oh,
I don't have a FanDuel.
The lady God.
I don't have any of that.
Not gonna lie, that's a little lost down payment on this college right there, huh?
Notre Dame.
25 legs.
Yes, sir.
25 legs away, huh?
Eating crab legs on Tuesday.
That boy Jason
I'm gonna have a seafood boil. I'm gonna be eating that hell once Notre Dame wins Monday night.
They gonna be eating you once they win.
Get the king crab legs.
We ain't gonna be free after that. Yo, after they win that game, ain't shit gonna be funny. We ain't free.
Nah, bro.
That shit finna sell us back 50.